Hi, my name is Maya Deshmukh, and I work as head of marketing at EverWorker. So I completely automated our SEO and AI search strategy using AI agents, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it in today's video. So what I'm able to do now is actually go from keyword strategy to published articles in our content management system, which happens to be HubSpot. It's fully automated end to end, and zero edits are required. So here's what happened so far. So compared to last quarter, blog traffic is up 38% to 5,500 visits, and AI referrals are also up 156% to 400. And my time investment required to do this is less than an hour a week. We don't have content marketing headcount, and we don't have an SEO agency, and we don't have copywriters or any of that sort of infrastructure that's traditionally there. All I do is hand off a list of keywords along with target persona to EverWorker. And then the SEO Marketing Manager version 3 AI worker that I built handles everything else from there. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly how I built this. And the SEO Content Marketing Manager v3 is actually part of our AI solution for sales and marketing in EverWorker. And it can be customized to you and your team and your business up and running in just a matter of hours. And here's the really beautiful thing: there's no code involved. You just write out what you want to do, and EverWorker takes care of the rest. And it feels like magic because it's that easy. So you get a sense for the type of content we're producing. This is all produced with my SEO Marketing Manager v3. So I've also started to build in AI image generation capability. We have these cute little 8-bit AI worker characters that are part of our product experience that we're starting to bring out in our branding. And I've cracked the code on how to do that as well. So V4 of this AI worker will actually have that happening completely autonomously and integrated into the system as well. So these are the types of articles that I put out. All of these Agentic AI use case articles I actually put out at about 5 p.m. yesterday with a flow. And this is what some of the article body might look like. So as you can see, it's got some really nice styling. It's very thorough, and it's doing some quite complicated writing analysis as well as storytelling. So they're really, really high quality pieces of content. And I even have like CTAs worked into the AI worker logic. So it puts them in there. As you can see, it does internal linking as well as external linking throughout the article, which is really important for SEO. Now, here is the type of prompt I give it. So what I do is I start with just creating a keyword strategy, right? So here I've got keyword and persona going after head of sales here, and there are about 122 different articles that I want to write. So I've split it out into a forecast article group, and I've downloaded that CSV here onto my machine. So what I do from there is I go to the SEO Marketing Orchestrator v3. And this thing's a really cool workflow. I just built it by talking to EverWorker. Our workflow builder will just build these for you, so you don't need to drag and drop and add nodes and do all that, although you certainly can once you become familiar with it. So I'm going to upload my CSV file here, like so. And now I'm going to run the worker. Hey, success. So now this is running with a map worker node, which is calling my SEO marketing manager. And it's calling it for every single one of the keywords one at a time, or sorry, in batches of 3 at a time is how I do it right now. But this just runs autonomously on its own until it finishes all the keywords that I uploaded. So you can see here that the output in this node successfully extracted from the CSV I gave it keyword and persona and group them like so. So there's all my pieces of content that I want to write. Now this one is sending them to the SEO marketing manager, and it is giving it the persona and the keyword, and it's spinning up 3 of them at a time until it finishes the entire list. Now, here's the SEO marketing manager. And there we go. here are the first three pieces it sent over. So as you can see, the SEO marketing manager is like working away here. It's thinking, it's processing the workflow, it's searching for SERP data, taking a bunch of other steps that I've instructed it to take. So while it does that, let's go and explore the brain of the SEO marketing manager together. So here's the real beauty of the platform is like I promised you, we're just writing. So if you can describe the work, you can create really powerful AI workers to do it. So here we're just going to give it a name, give it a worker description, and then tag it so it's easily searchable when you're inside EverWorker. Here I've added on a bunch of knowledge into it. So I click web search is built in as a knowledge capability. You just turn that on by checking a box. And what that lets it do is, as you'll see in the brain section of it, I've given it a really complex instruction set. So it has to do a lot of research before it actually starts writing. Um, Checking the box here on web search and built in knowledge, what that enables is as it does research, it creates a vector memory storage where it's putting all that research information, and that's temporary. So for every article it writes, it does that, then it gets rid of it after once it's done. But that lets it retain all that info and then call upon it when it starts actually writing the article and finishes its research phase. Now, here in my memories, I've basically created a bunch of memory document folders, right? So here I've got, persona profiles, messaging guides, example content pieces, so on and so forth. For any piece I'm writing targeting a customer support function. Similarly for the marketing function or an HR and recruiting function or a sales function, because that's how we go to market at EverWorker. We have AI solutions for various business functions. Now, from there, you get into the brain. So I love using GPT-5. Drawback from that is that it's a reasoning model, so it's not as speedy as something like GPT-4.1, but the quality I find is really good. And here is the instruction set. So it starts off with a role and objective. Think of that like a job description for the AI worker. And here it's got a very complex phased instruction set. Now, keep in mind, this is SEO Marketing Manager V3. So with each iteration of this, I made it more and more complex and robust because really the objective was to get it to deterministically complete one unit of work perfectly based off of just a 2-line prompt, which would be keyword and persona, and require no editing or intervention on my behalf and my part for it to do that. So that's how we've arrived here through that iterative process. But it is going to execute a research and strategy phase first. That consists of keyword analysis and intent classification, 3 types of intent. Then it does semantic keyword generation. So that's finding like 15 to 20 related keywords. And this is really, really important for AI search as well as general SEO. But with AI search in particular, you want to make sure that you're covering long tail keyword phrases. Question based keywords are really important, and then related topics and concepts. From there, it goes on and does SERP analysis. So that's search engine result pages. So based off the target keyword, it's going to go and read through each one of the top 10 organic results. And it's going to analyze their content structure, go look for content gaps in their pieces, find angles, data, and perspectives that they aren't covering, look at the depth and word count of the articles, identify featured snippets and what format is being used in position 0, which is the Google AI search summary. It's going to find themes. It's using a formula for target word count, right? So I'm always going to produce more comprehensive pieces than anything else on the SERP page with this worker. And then it's moving into phase 1.3, which is question mining. So it's going to use its web search skill again, and it's going to find the top 10 to 15 questions people are asking. This is really, really important for AI search, you guys. So it's going to check Reddit, Quora, answer the public, note the question type, and prioritize questions that aren't fully answered by the top 10 competitive articles. From there, it's going to do persona alignment. So you remember from my CSV, I have a persona head of sales like this here. And my AI worker has that persona inside of its knowledge set for the AI sales workforce, which is in there. So telling it, go look at your vector memory for the target persona and map the keyword intent to their specific pain points, goals and outcomes, decision-making process, so on and so forth. And now that it's done research, I want it to select one of 5 copywriting frameworks. So we scroll down a bit here. I've uploaded into permanent context 5 copywriting frameworks that I find work really, really well for SEO and just general content storytelling. So here I've given it some rules, like if the keyword intent is this, then use this framework. So these are all built into it. From there, I tell it to state its own framework to itself and then its reasoning to itself and then proceed to writing. Previously, that was a human in the loop step where I evaluated whether it was reasoning correctly for many, many articles and decided that yes, it was. So now we're moving on into content strategy actually. And it is going to synthesize its research and think of a unique angle, think about how to bring EverWorker into this, and then go on into creating the content. So here I give it a general guideline for content structure, target word count, an opening answer block. You really want to do this. AI search really, really likes this if you answer the main question right away. And then I have it self-check itself. So if Google's AI search summary only surfaced this response, would it fully satisfy that query? So from there, I have section by section guidance on how I want it to write, incorporate the additional keywords, and then what to consider based on the framework it's selected. So we're just gonna kind of gloss past these, right? And here is another important thing, which is featured snippet optimization. I won't get into that, but just make sure you look it up and you're doing it, and you'll get good results like I am with showing up on zero-click searches. And we're going to keep going. So there's some guidance on content depth, paragraph copywriting, table and list usage, so on and so forth. And now I've got a framework specific content arc for the body sections that I wanted to follow. As we're going on into closing out the article, really, I want thought leadership and a perspective shift to happen here. So these are themes that I've come up with from writing thought leadership content at EverWorker, non-deterministically with an assistant, of course, supporting me, but these are useful themes. That's something you'll have to think about when you customize this: is what are your positioning themes and paradigm shifts or changes in perspective? Like, how are you challenging your target audience to think differently? And now we're going on into CTA. So there's 2 possible CTAs I let it select from. One is if the keyword intent's more top of funnel, then it does a call to action to EverWorker Academy, which is our free certification offering and course. And if it is more of a commercial or transactional CTA, it does a CTA for an AI strategy call, which books time with our sales team. And then finally, it is just doing some self checks here and then going and writing a conclusion and adding an FAQ section at the end if it thinks that there are unanswered questions from people. Also, ask research that it did that weren't covered appropriately in the H2 sections. Now, from here, I've just got it to do some SEO optimization. So, keyword density, natural integration. Now we're getting into fine-tuned editing, semantic keyword distribution, featured snippet optimization, lists, tables, paragraph lengths, how to cite statistics, various other things that it cites, anchor text guidelines and styling. And then I have it execute internal linking as well. So it's going to go read through the EverWorker blog, find semantically relevant content and pillar clusters, and just create a content ecosystem that's going to keep readers engaged, right? And it's going to use good anchor text for that as well. So from there, these are final self checks that I have it do, and then final red flags to check, and then final formatting. And then it's going to publish to HubSpot using its HubSpot publishing skill. Output format is just guidance on how to output things and styling for our HubSpot HTML code. And then final instructions are your guardrails and fences explicitly stated again. So like, don't ask for approval because I want it to execute autonomously. Use your tools proactively, think strategically, and maintain quality over speed. If research reveals gaps, like keep researching, keep revising your writing, don't force the links, don't force pushing in EverWorker, and once you're done, publish it. And this is what I'm really looking for here. So that is at a glance how to do that. Now in skills, I got a skill to generate header images. So it does that in Gamma, and then I've got HubSpot CMS connected so it can do that publish action. And that's it in a nutshell. So let's go back and see if any of these are done. Not yet, and that's okay because it usually takes about 10 minutes or so for it to do all these, and I usually go off and do something else. So we'll go look at some example ones that I did earlier today. So here's from a very similar workflow, targeting head of marketing, AI agents for social media campaign support. So let's go take a look at that in HubSpot. So we're going to go into HubSpot now, and here you can see all of these drafts that it put in from a CSV keyword file upload that I did this morning. So now you can see the timing on these looks really wonky. I'm not up at 1:40 in the morning. It's just our HubSpot CMS's clock is based on European, Central European time. So it's actually only about noon here in Las Vegas. So let's go and take a look at AI agents for, I don't know, paid media optimization. So here we go. AI agents for paid media optimization. Here's a bug that I haven't fixed yet, which is this sometimes puts in this opening answer thing. So I think I just have to tweak the output format a little bit and that should go away. But this is how it puts things into my CMS. So it's already perfectly formatted, laid out nicely. It's linking out to some great sources from its research from McKinsey. It's creating like an implementation plan for this, outcomes, EverWorker narrative, how we can help you with that. It's giving a nice 30, 60, 90-day plan. There's our AI strategy call, which links to that page. Lets people book time with our reps. Cool little conclusion, and then FAQs, as well as a sources section. So, and here we go with internal linking, right? So it's linking to existing pieces on our blog already. This is some stuff that our director of product marketing, Chris Good, is actually creating with a product marketing blog post AI worker that we put together, which is pretty cool. And that's it in a nutshell. So the last thing I wanted to cover was creating the cool little header images. So let's go take a look at how I do that. So this is my 8-bit character image generator, little AI worker. And yeah, so what I actually discovered is you can use JSON formatting to prompt image gen models. And what we did is connected in using EverWorker's universal connector functionality, a bunch of MCP servers for Flux image generation. And I had EverWorker just help me write this because I don't actually want to write the JSON myself. And that's a template that I'm using right now. So this is kind of how I progress through starting with like almost a agent assist functionality and then working with it until I figure out the exact prompting format that I want. And then I just bake that directly into the universal worker interface and the brain that I was showing you all earlier. And then it happens perfectly every single time. And I prompt it very simply from then onwards. And then from there, the next thing I do is turn that into a workflow. And then I'll modify the SEO Marketing Manager version 4, which will be coming out next, to also generate a prompt for this and have my image generated automatically. So that'll be cool. And SEO Marketing Manager roadmap here, version 5 will automatically pull the image and then write the text for the header image, which I do currently in a Canva project, and then download that, and then it will push that as a nice little package into HubSpot. So I don't have to spend any time at all doing that myself, which will be very, very nice, actually. Because who wants to do something over and over again once you've figured out how to do it before? So now I'm going to copy this, and let's open up a new chat. And what is the piece we're going to publish here? Paid media optimization. Okay, cool. So let's call our new character EverWorker demand gen manager, role call manager. Here, let's make her a brunette. Outfit, I don't know, what are we thinking? Blue turtle neck. Let's do white slacks, and let's do, I don't know, red sneakers. Accessories, laptop, great. Sitting at her desk, typing on her laptop, side facing, background transparent. Additional elements, let's do floating 8-bit style for unique nodes. Let's do like, I don't know, lead gen. Video ads. And banner ads. And there we go. Now I will wait for this to run and then resume recording from there, so you're not waiting. Okay, we have our 8-bit character. So now let's go ahead and open this guy in a new tab. And I'm going to save the image. Worker demand. And I'm going to go finish this loop in Canva. I love Canva, by the way, but gosh, I hope their API comes out soon on a non-enterprise plan, because I would love to just have an AI worker do this stuff for me. Background removed. That looks pretty good. And what is the name of the blog post again? Okay, AI agents for paid media optimization. And I'm going to download this thing. Page. Come on, Canva. And figure it out. Okay, let's go to settings. All set there. And now we upload our image. Go on HubSpot. And now we'll publish. As you can see, that was pretty fast, but honestly, I think it could be faster and easier, and I'm still doing too much grunt work in my opinion, but that is just how I think. Stay tuned for SEO Marketing Manager V4 and V5, which by the time we get to V5, it will do all of that work that I just did all by itself. And what I want it to do is just publish the damn thing exactly the way I want it and do it automatically, because all I should really be thinking about is our keyword strategy and then our content templating and narrative structure for various types of content we want to do. And AI should take care of all the rest for me. All right, I'll see you next time. And if you want to see any other videos, just leave me a comment below. If you want to get a demo of EverWorker, you know where to find us.